Why is Asian humor so confusing for Americans? Imagine trying to understand a joke that relies on a shared history or a subtle gesture you've never seen before. That's often what Americans experience with Asian humor. Humor is a way people connect, but it can feel like a different language when you're in a new country. When Americans move abroad to Asia, they might notice that jokes don't land or that humor feels more complicated. This is part of the culture shock many face when adjusting to new social norms. Humor is a universal thing, but how it's used varies a lot from culture to culture. In the United States, humor is usually direct. People joke openly about situations, use sarcasm, or tease each other in a friendly way. It's a quick way to break the ice or make friends. But in many Asian countries like Japan, China, or Korea, humor tends to be more subtle. It often depends on understanding the context or the relationship between people. This is called high-context humor, where much of the meaning is in what's left unsaid or in shared knowledge. Asian jokes often depend on wordplay, puns, or references to history or local customs. If you don't know the background, the joke might seem confusing or even meaningless. For example, a Chinese joke might play with language or historical stories that outsiders have no idea about. American humor, on the other hand, is low context. The punchline is usually clear, and you don't need to know much to get it. Sarcasm and satire are common, and Americans often joke about all kinds of topics, even sensitive ones. This difference can cause misunderstandings for Americans living in Asia. They might tell a joke that doesn't get a laugh or try to be funny in a way that feels natural to them but seems rude or strange to locals. In the workplace, joking around with sarcasm or teasing can be seen as unprofessional or disrespectful. Meanwhile, Asian colleagues might use humor that's very subtle, making it hard for outsiders to tell when something is meant as a joke. This can make socializing and building relationships more difficult. To get better at understanding Asian humor, it helps to watch how locals joke and what they find funny. Pay attention to the situations and the people involved. Learning some common phrases or jokes in the local language can also help. Be cautious with sarcasm or teasing until you understand the boundaries. Over time, as you become more familiar with the culture and language, you'll start to see the nuances and appreciate the humor more. Remember, humor reflects deeper cultural values. In Asia, where harmony and respect are important, humor often aims to maintain group cohesion. In the United States, where individuality and honesty are valued, humor tends to be more direct and open. Adjusting to these differences is part of the process of cultural adaptation when living abroad. Understanding why Asian humor can seem confusing to Americans is just one piece of the puzzle of adjusting to life in a new country. It's similar to learning new ways of working, living, and communicating. Over time, recognizing these differences can help you feel more comfortable and connected with the people around you. It's all about patience, observation, and a willingness to learn the subtle cues that make Asian humor unique.